pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. So, you swear in Mr. Eric Vedder.
And the two new ones, so yourself and Steph,
Okay.
as your all new terms.
You can do them all at once?
Yep.
Outstanding.
So I will come around or over here. Hold your right hand. I will read through the oath. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Ohio, and that you will faithfully and impartially discharge your duties as a member of the Board of Education of the Hicksville Exempted Village School District of Fines, Ohio, to the best of your ability and in accordance with the laws now in effect and hereafter to be enacted during your continuance in said office, and until your successor is elected and qualified?
I do.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, roll call is the next item on the agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Methvin. Mrs. Carrier?
Here.
Mrs. Jones?
Here.
Mrs. Mazur?
Here.
Mr. Methvin?
Here.
Mr. Vedder?
Here. Okay, so since we have been sworn in, do we still need to nominate?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, President.
All right. So I need a motion to nominate the president for 2022.
I move that we nominate Galen Methvin as board president for 2022.
I'll second.
Thank you.
Now,
Roll call, please.
I would like to point out one thing.
Yeah,
Mike
absolutely.
reminded us at a previous meeting, we do not have to abstain for our own, which we've done in the past. So it's actually saying that, yes, you agree.
Yeah,
So-
we were actually just talking about that.
Okay, good
Okay.
deal.
Yes, if it...
That makes it easier.
Yes, okay. Mrs. Mazur?
Yes?
Mrs. Carrier?
Yes.
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Vedder?
Yes.
And Mr. Methvin?
Yes. Then elect, so motion passes 5-0. Elect vice president for 2022. Need a motion?
I nominate Steph Mazur.
And a second.
I'll second it.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Okay, Mrs. Carrier?
Yes.
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Vedder?
Yes.
Mrs. Mazur?
Yes.
And Mr. Methvin?
Yes, motion passes 5-0. Next item is to appoint a legislative liaison to OSBA for 2022. Need a motion?
Will you do it?
I will.
Okay.
Jen?
I'll move, we appoint Jen Carrier.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Mrs. Mazur?
Yes.
Mrs. Carrier?
Yes.
Mr. Vedder?
Yes.
Mr. Methvin?
Yes, motion carries 5-0. Next item, appoint student achievement liaison for 2022.
I did that last year, and we never had a single, I never had to go a single time.
I know, I've done it before, and you have too,
I
Jen,
have
right?
to, yeah.
Yeah, and then when I did it, we did it like every month, almost, every other month.
When I did it the first time, it was probably 4 or 5 times a year, but last year wasn't any.
Mhm.
You think that was
I can do it, I'm available.
I bet it was COVID-related.
If you're available, that would be great.
I am.
Okay.
So I move that Minda Jones be the Student Achievement Liaison for 2022.
I second.
Thanks, Jen. And roll call, please.
Mrs. Mazur?
Yes.
Mrs. Carrier?
Yes.
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Methvin?
Yes.
Mr. Vetter?
Yes. Motion carries 5-0. Next item, appoint athletic council representative for 2022.
Are you interested? Steph's always done it in the past just because she's at all the games.
Yeah, I'm interested.
If Eric wants to.
Okay, good. I'll move that Eric better do that this year.
And I'll second.
Thank you. Roll call?
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Mrs. Carrier?
Yes.
Mrs. Mazur?
Yes.
Mr. Vetter?
Yes.
And Mr. Methvin?
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Appoint tax incentive review committee representative for 2022.
I'm- Go
I'll
ahead.
nominate Keith.
I second.
Thanks, Jen. Thanks, Wendy. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Carrier?
Yes.
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Mrs. Mazur?
Yes.
Mr. Vetter?
Yes.
And Mr. Methvin?
Yes. Motion carries 5-0. Next item, establish regular meeting time, date, and place for 2022. Make a motion.
I move that we continue on the third Monday.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Mazur?
Yes.
Mrs. Carrier?
Yes.
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Vetter?
Yes.
And Mr. Methvin?
Yes. Motion carries 5-0. Next item is the adoption of the following standard authorizations. Authorized to waive the reading of the board minutes unless otherwise requested by a board member. Authorized treasurer to secure advances from auditor when funds are available and payable to the school district. Authorized treasurer to invest any inactive funds at the most productive interest rate. Authorized treasurer to pay all bills within the limits of the appropriation resolution and make appropriate modifications as needed. Authorize the superintendent to employ such temporary personnel as is needed for emergency situations. Authorize the superintendent to serve as purchasing agent for the school district. Authorize annual events on which public funds may be expended for meals, refreshments, gifts, and amenities. Need a motion?
I'll move.
I'll second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Mrs. Mazur?
Yes.
Mrs. Carrier?
Yes.
Mr. Vetter?
Yes.
And Mr. Methvin?
Yes. Motion carries 5-0. Okay. Do we adjourn and restart? Is that still?
Well, you
All right.
technically don't have to, but we can. We have in the past, so.
Okay, all right. I need a motion to adjourn this portion of the meeting.
I'll move we adjourn at 5:40 PM.
I second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Mrs. Mazur?
Yes.
Mrs. Carrier?
Yes.
Mr. Vetter?
Yes.
And Mr. Methvin?
Yes. Motion carries. Okay, for the second portion, call us back to order. And we've already done the pledge. Denny, do you have anything for us for the four-county
I do.
report?
So we had our organizational meeting last Thursday, and Sandra Keeler from Bryan, Ohio, is our new president, and Nate Rose from Montpelier is our vice president. I'm going to back up a little bit. Mr. Meister, superintendent, and the treasurer, Mrs. Nicely, they're just doing an outstanding job. In fact, out of 12 board members, they had an outstanding rating from all 12 of us. So I think that speaks volumes for the job that they're doing over there. Financially, the district is in very good shape. Still dealing with some of the pipeline money that the school sees a fair amount of pipeline money. I won't go into dollar amounts right now just because the pipeline's appealing some of it, but it's significant dollar amounts, and where that appeal process is a little unknown at this point in time. But at the end of the day, it still isn't going to have an adverse effect on the school district. They're in good financial shape. We did purchase which bank was that in Bryan? And we're going to use that as additional classrooms.
PNC.
Yeah, PNC Bank there, yep. They worked out a very favorable deal on the purchase price of that. That's being remodeled this year by some of the students. And that will be then used for additional storage and additional classrooms. So that worked out very well for the Career Center. We have our very first that's going to happen at the Career Center. He's already been accepted by West Point Academy. He'd be the first military academy appointed from War County in the history of the school. His first choice is with the Air Force Academy, and they just haven't made their decision on what it is yet. But Senator Ron Portman believes that he is going to get an offer from both schools. So the school is very excited about that. He is a Fairview student. I apologize, I didn't write the name down and I didn't recognize the family, so I apologize for that. But that's a heck of an honor there. He's in the IT program.
Absolutely,
and,
congratulations to him.
Mr. Portman said that of all the applications he's done over the years, he's in the top two. He's known since he was, he told Mr. Meister since the 6th grade he's wanted to be in intelligence in the military. So, but anyway, the rooftop units is our major maintenance item that we have going on. The ones that are installed are up and running good, having trouble getting the rest. They're out for requotes. Everybody obviously aware of the things that are going on with supply chain and price increases. So we're working through some of that. That's definitely going to be over budget though, than we originally anticipated that to be. But the rest of it's all in great shape. That's all I have. Happy New Year, Bobby.
Thanks, Tim.
Oh, one more thing. This is my final year, so next year you'll need a police.
Thank you for representing us.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's an honor over there. Really, they have a lot of good things going on. They have a lot of really good things going on. But it starts at the top, right? It's leadership. We got really good leadership. And a great staff, right? They go have it. Takes both for it. That's all I have. Thank you.
Yep,
Thank you.
Keith?
Yep. The COVID and flu is hitting us pretty hard around here right now. I'm not sure which is because we don't really know that, but what we do know, if somebody's test positive, if they report that. But I do ask that parents monitor their children closely. If they're sick, have a fever, please keep them at home. Don't send them to school. That's going to slow these illnesses down more than anything else. So please keep them home if they're sick. The new facility is open for walking. Membership forms are on the website. I sent information out just a little while ago this afternoon to all parents in the district with kids in the school here. But community members can also find that out or can find that information on our school website. It's posted there as well. They just fill out the membership form, bring it into the district office up to Anita, and she'll issue a fob then for people wanting to utilize the facility for walking. I can't hardly believe it, but we're in the final week of the second semester already, so we're halfway finished with school, which is really hard to believe. I excused my administrators tonight, as you can see, because the agenda was so light. And then, like always, January is Board Recognition Month, so I have your annual certificates here to give to each one of you, and I appreciate all that you do for us here at the school because there is a lot, and this year has been a lot, is right. And Eric, we even have one for you, and you've already been here several months, so you definitely have earned it already. So we really appreciate you all very much, so thank you.
Thank you, Pete.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yep. And that's all I have.
Thank you, and thank you for all your hard work and effort. On to minutes and financials. Any motion?
I'll move.
Is that staff?
Yes.
Second?
All second.
Minutes from the regular board meeting on December 20, 2021. Treasurer's consent agenda items. Cash reconciliation as of December 31st, 2021. Financial statements for December 2021. Approve amended official certificate of estimated resources for fiscal year 2022 as presented. Total general fund resources of $15,398,720.44, and a total resources for all funds of $21,226,689.19. Approve amended fiscal year 2022 permanent appropriations as presented. Total general fund appropriations of $11,250,635.82, and total appropriations for all funds of $14,600,115.77. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Mazur?
Yes.
Mr. Vetter?
Yes.
Mrs. Carrier?
Yes.
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
And Mr. Methvin?
Yes.
I did want to know, I spoke with Ms. Mack regarding the audit coming up. I spoke with her for a little bit, and sounds like everything should be good to go. She said next week or the following week that they hope to have people in.
Yes. Yep.
So
I spoke to her today, too.
Okay.
So.
I said, we didn't really have any concerns. We think you're doing a great job. And then I gave them Galen's information, so that way she'll be contacting you.
But I haven't heard anything from them yet. Look forward to that.
So if she had any questions, she could contact you.
Good deal. Mike, do you have anything else regarding any of that?
No, I don't. Other than Deb Mack has been in with the Auditor State's office to start the planning process of the audit. And then there will be a small team that will come in a week or two, and they finish up what they're doing and do our audit. So it looks like they will look at 2 federal areas, the lunchroom and IDEA dollars as part of the federal audit. Historically, not very often or never have we hit the limit that you're required to do a federal audit. But with all the extra federal dollars that have come through this last year or so with ARP and ESSER and those things, we've hit the limit. So they will be testing things a little differently than they have in the past, a little more in detail when it comes regarding federal monies. So.
But she also talked about, she said pretty much every school in the area is going through this because everybody's getting the ESSER funds. And then she also pointed out that our cost for the audit will then go up too.
Of course.
Well, naturally.
Natural.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay, services and agreements. Need a motion?
I'll move.
Thanks, Ben.
Nope.
It's
Steph.
Steph.
No.
Oh, Steph. Sorry. Thanks, Steph.
I'll second.
Okay.
There you go.
Recommended to approve the annual OSBA membership dues from January 2022 to December 2022. This would include electronic versions of OSBA briefcase, school management news, and the virtual transportation supervisor subscriptions. Roll call.
Mrs. Mazur?
Yes.
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Mrs. Carrier?
Yes.
Mr. Vetter?
Yes.
And Mr. Methvin?
Yes.
Just have you started registering your
other business, motion, please.
There was an addendum added, so it might be near the back.
Page 55
It's
or 56.
55, I think is what.
Okay. Thank you, Mike.
Yes.
Need a motion for addendum to services and agreements.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Thank you both. Recommend to approve a master service agreement with Northern Buckeye Education Council for internet services from July 1, 2022 to June 30th, 2026. Roll call.
Mrs. Carrier?
Yes.
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Mrs. Mazur?
Yes.
Mr. Vetter?
Yes.
And Mr. Methvin?
Yes. Motion carries 5-0. So on to other business. Need a motion?
I'll move.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thanks, Jen. Recommend to approve the 2022 Board of Education scholarship amount of $700. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Mrs. Carrier?
Yes.
Mrs. Mazur?
Yes.
Mr. Vetter?
Yes.
And Mr. Methvin?
Yes. Motion carries 5-0. Any old business we need to discuss? Maybe like the water across the road. Did you have any luck with the architects on that?
We have not heard from them yet on that, no. I don't anticipate hearing from them until they get closer to starting the project.
Okay. Fair enough. Hope I didn't steal your thunder.
No, it's good.
Okay. Anything else?
Keith, remind me, when did you say the light on 18, the flashing light, like the school warning?
Yeah, the state said that they are going to install one. They didn't say when.
Okay.
And, yeah,
So when they get around to it?
I think that's what that means with
Okay.
ODOT.
Okay, I do have one more question about the drive.
On 18, yeah.
Okay, you had told us last time that they designed it, that the water would run across there.
That's how it was designed, yes. That's
Okay,
correct.
but the water running across there will deteriorate the asphalt sooner, surely.
Well,
So how can that not be a flawed plan, even if, because last time you said, well, somebody didn't say how the water had to go, but I just can't imagine that that's not something we can have them have to repair.
I can do some checking on that, and will, yeah. I'll find what I can
Yeah.
from the architects on that question,
Yeah.
okay?
Was there just not enough room to run a tile or something?
I can't answer that, Steph. I do know that the day that we met with all those people out there, and I think I've already had told you guys this, that I questioned that then from a farm boy's point of view.
Mhm.
It didn't make a lot of sense to me. I'm not the engineer or architect or specialist, but
It just seems like water laying on it or water running over it would deteriorate the asphalt and the foundation, and
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to.
it
at
doesn't,
least-
no. So thanks for checking
yes, ma'am.
continually.
Yeah.
And one other thing, can we talk about getting a work session? We haven't had one in a while.
Yeah, we haven't.
So maybe get with the principals, or have we had them? We usually have the principals there. Yeah.
Anything else? Any other discussion? guest, such as it is. You got anything else? Okay. So we'll do executive session. We will go into executive session this evening. No decisions will be made.
Item number 1.
Item number 1. Okay. We'll be going in, say, 5 after the hour, past.
I'll
Need a
move that,
motion?
I'll move that we go into executive session.
I'll second.
Thank you. Okay.
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Mrs. Mazur?
Yes?
Mrs. Carrier?
Yes.
Mr. Vetter?
Yes.
And Mr. Methvin?
Yes.